Hey YouTube, zooLert Official here with a very special Hot Wheels product review. So right now, the toys that I will be reviewing are the Ford Mustang Boss Haas, which is this nice yellow Mustang car. And we have our Roger Dodger car, which is a lot larger than our Mustang car, and you can tell the difference by color and size. Now, these are new Mattel Hot Wheels electronic motorized vehicles. These vehicles were created by ToyQuest, and I believe ToyQuest has done a very good job on making these toys fun to play with and great for decorations. So first things first, these new toys are going to be released sometime around late fall 2011. You may have already seen them out, and if you do, I would recommend taking a look because these cars are very unique. And what I really like about these cars is that Hot Wheels has redesigned them after very hot and most wanted Hot Wheels toy products. So these will be very familiar and very cool looking cars. So, like I've already mentioned, we have the Boss Haas and Roger Dodger. And you'll notice that both cars have different sizes. Now, within these new line of electronic motorized vehicles, there are different sizes. Now, obviously by size, the price will either increase or decrease. And I do have the different sizes. So, first I will be reviewing the Roger Dodger, and then I will be going over the Boss Haas. So before we get into more detail about Roger Dodger, I just wanted to tell you that all the vehicles within this series will have working sounds, lights, and obviously the vehicles are motorized, as mentioned before, so they will work with a simple push of a button. And on both of the cars, you will notice that there are these buttons, or red buttons on the top. Now those are the buttons that you can click for different actions, such as music or different performances. And right here, or on Roger Dodger, you could tell before that obviously the bigger cars will have more styles and different buttons to click because they will have various wheelies or side wheelies that they can perform. But the smaller cars only have a couple of other tricks such as moving faster or something like that. So right now on Roger Dodger, you could tell that the finish is very nice. The details on this car was well made, and you can tell by the motor, the wheels, and just the blue finish of the car, and even the mirrors or the windows, that Hot Wheels and ToyQuest have really tried to make this car look as good as it could be, because by the finish of the silver wheels, in my opinion, and the motor, it makes this car perfect for decorating. And to balance out the playability and the ability to decorate this car is very sturdy. You could hear that the only thing moving was obviously the wheels, because the wheels will need some space to rotate, and slightly the motor. But the reason for the motor kind of twitching or moving a little bit is because once you play the car or click a button, the motor will move back and forth to resemble the motor actually turning on and off or working, which I found to be very, very cool. So right now I'm going to turn on one of the sounds, and you'll notice that the car has working headlights, like I said, the wheel is moving back and forth, and that slight twitch of the motor. And obviously, if you move the car back on a flat surface, and for instance you play one of the buttons, you'll notice that the car does move back and forth, which I found to be, very cool. So you can play with it on a very soft surface. Try to keep it off of the carpet, because I've tried running it along the carpet and it did not work very well. So this is the Roger Dodger Hot Wheels car. You can tell by the details, it's very nice, and it is a lot bigger than your Boss Haas. But at the same time, the car is very fun to play with. So now I'll be moving on to Boss Haas. So right now, I have my Mustang Boss Haas. And what I really like about these smaller versions is that they also contain a lot of detail themselves. Now right here, you can just tell by the small size, Hot Wheels did fit a lot of details, and they did also add as much detail to the motors and the wheels as they did to the bigger cars. So if you do purchase one of these smaller cars, don't worry about it receiving less quality or less details, because that's not the case. These cars are just as detailed, and if you look really closely onto the car, you'll even notice that it has a Ford or Mustang sign, which is what I found to be really, really nice. The only difference between the bigger and smaller car, besides the size, is what kind of actions it can play. On the smaller car, you only have the music and another simple hood popping up action, unlike your Roger Dodger car, which would come with wheelies and so on. Now, before we start performing these cars, I just wanted to show you that this one does have a different type of base. Unlike your Roger Dodger car, which is a solid one piece, this one has kind of like a hood popping. Now the reason for this is because on this Boss Haas car, the car will start off riding, and then the hood will flip up, flip back down, and the car will start driving again. So that's a very unique twist to add to the car, obviously to make it a lot more fun to play with, but at the same time, a great way to decorate on any Hot Wheels products. You know, for instance, you could put it on your table, on a closet, you know, anywhere you want to put it. So these cars are just as fun to play with as they are to decorate. And now I will be moving on to the cars demonstration. So first I will be demonstrating what Boss Haas can do. First we have our music. And of course you'll notice the blinking of the headlights. Now that was a very nice twist and feature to the music for the car. And of course we have another unique trick that this car is capable of doing. And finally, when you click the Hot Wheels button, it will perform its trick and drive. And you will notice that there are car sounds to the vehicle. And as you can hear there were very nice brakes. So right now I have my Roger Dodger car set for some demonstrations. And right now, you'll notice that there are 4 buttons. And then this Hot Wheel button on top of the Roger Dodger car. Now, unfortunately, we will not be able to demonstrate the Hot Wheels button because Roger Dodger does use up quite a distance. And unfortunately, our basement is not lengthy enough to cover the distance Roger Dodger is going to use when you click the Hot Wheels button. So pretty much what the Hot Wheels button does is your Roger Dodger car will go back and forth, stop, pop up on a wheelie, move forward, stop, pop up on the side, and start to drive. That's pretty much it. So first we're going to turn on the music. You'll notice the headlights, bottom lights, and of course the Hot Wheels sounds. Then we have the wheelie. And we have a side wheelie. And we would have the back and forth motion. And that's pretty much it. If you add up all those moves, you pretty much get your Hot Wheels button. And sorry about the car. It, like I said, does take up quite a distance, and the wheelie itself did take up quite a distance, but it was very fun to watch. So as you can see, the cars performed very well, and even on a difficult surface, they did perform the best that they could, and even then it was very easy for them to drive. So you saw before there were different sizes between the cars, and the details and even the actions of the cars are very, very cool. Now, any Hot Wheels fans out there, I would recommend taking a look at these cars, because first thing, or what I mentioned earlier, was that these cars are remakes of the very hot and more popular Hot Wheels cars. So these will be familiar, and just because, in my opinion, the detail was very nice, it just makes collecting these cars a lot of fun. Thank you for watching.